After that, I told my friend that it doesn't matter how long it takes us to meet. I am never ever gonna be at any of your relatives or your cousins or your friends' wedding ever again. Okay, lately an insane thing happened with me. Not with me, yeah, with me. So there was this friend, we are still good friends. She used to live in the city which I live, and she shifted to a whole another city because her parents had a work transfer and all. So it was really hard for us to hang out on a daily basis, of course, and we barely used to chat, we barely used to do phone calls. But there was an event, actually a wedding of one of her cousins. And the cousin's wedding was gonna happen in the same city where I live. So she was like, I'm gonna come to your city and you and I can hang out. So it's like she sort of invited me to their cousin's wedding. So she was like, "Yeah, who cares about the wedding? You and I are gonna hang out, we'll take pictures and all." So I was excited too. We both got ready, we met at her cousin's wedding, and we were just chilling, we were just hanging out and taking photos and all. So one of those moments when there's like groom and the bride are taking photos, okay, with the different relatives, friends, and stuff. So there was a time when photographer said that now bride's parents come on the stage. Like bride's groom's parents, they come on the stage, take a photo, and yeah. Everything was fine with the bride's parents, but the groom's parents is yeah, everything was fine with the groom's father, but mother. And like one of those moments when people get emotional, like she started getting emotional over her son. My son, he's getting married. So his father was like this. Sure, he was maybe crying a river inside. He just usually men don't show emotions. Mother was like crying her balls out. It was an emotional moment, and everyone over there, including me and my friend, we were like, "Aw, aw." But something happened, and it was no longer an aw moment. Uh, so the even it is so to even tell this. So the mother of the groom, she was like, being a little bit of touchy with the groom, which, like, you know, so bit like she was like holding hands, and now what's wrong with holding hands? Everything is fine with holding hands. Let's say it's not that bad, but when she was like hugging him, she was hugging him. Gradually, she got close to the groom's face, and she kissed she she kissed her son for 10 seconds. It was not kiss like like yeah, it was a kiss. This was the first time in my life that I find out that those 10 seconds can be that long. Cause what the hell was that? I mean, it was not like 1 2 second kiss. She was like kissing and forcing her son to have a lip lock. And even the bride was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? She was pretending to be like, everything is fine, nothing is wrong. And I was like, looking at my friend sitting right next to me, I was like, what the fuck is this? And even my friend was like, are they actually kissing? It was very, very bad. And the father was looks like father doesn't give a fuck. And afterwards, when the wedding lunch happens, a lot of people are talking about this thing. And some people were defending that, like mostly like old people. They were like, so what now? Like mother cannot kiss her son. Exactly. Now people are making such a big deal out of everything. This generation has ruined everything, like everything. Social media, the stuff they see on the phone, it's destroying their mentally, and this is where they are putting their thoughts. Now even mother cannot love their. Of course, a mother can love their son. They were being emotional. It was an emotional. It is a sad moment. People are supposed to cry, not talk this kind of disgusting stuff. Exactly, disgusting stuff. Talking about this thing. And she was going for. She was hugging her son. Parents can hug their. Have to like that. This is so wrong. Like, why would you do that? I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to talk about this generation. Like, I don't know. Exactly. Like, so bad. Very much bad. Very much bad. Everything is fine. But why does she have to hug him in his mouth? For 9 to 10 seconds? It was more like, you see that? I get to kiss him first, you bitch. Even talking about this is so. My friend, she was also. And she went to him, and when the groom and the bride are having lunch, wedding lunch. So she went to him and she was like, "What the heck was that? And what are you doing? What were you doing there?" And he was also defending that. What is wrong with everyone? Why is everyone coming and talking to me? What, your parents don't kiss you on the lips? Still? What, you're like 34-year-old man child? And sure, it's like normal 1-2 seconds of kiss, but 9 to 10 seconds of lip lock? And I was waiting for my friend because I was feeling hungry. She was going and talking to her cousin about these things, and I was holding a plate. There were like still people talking in the background about the same moment. Half of them were like really mad, like, what the fuck was that? And half of them were like, mostly of the groom side's family members. They were like, people are making a big deal. Yeah. Or maybe my observation was wrong. Was it? Because no, it didn't feel good. Yeah, no, it didn't feel good. After that, I told my friend that it doesn't matter how long it takes us to meet. I am never, ever gonna be at any of your relatives or your cousins or your friends' wedding ever again. Never. We will meet at a bus stop. We will meet on the streets. I don't care even if it is like for 10 minutes, but I'm never gonna be at my friends' relatives' wedding, especially relatives, especially cousins. Because no, it is disgusting, okay? I've seen these kinds of reels. And when you scroll and it just gets out of your head. But this is gonna stay forever. Because I caught that, a live show. After that, when it was time for my friend to go. So I went on airport to drop her off. It was supposed to be an emotional moment. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be really long now. Get to meet my friend. It was supposed to be an emotional, sad friendship moment. We both were like, bye. Yeah. I'll message. Yeah, I'll text. Or call. No call. Message is. And I don't think I can message because I'm will be in the plane, so no network. Yeah. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry. I'm good. Okay, bye. This is how it was. Oh God. Even when we were having lunch, it's like this. Like we're thinking, like, okay. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh God. What is wrong with these groom's mothers? If you really love your son, why are you getting your son married? Why are you destroying some other girl's life? But you want a daughter-in-law too. You want him to get married. You want him to have kids. You don't want son to love his wife either. What do you want? What is wrong with these parents? These kinds of things just makes me never want to marry. Like never. These relatives, I swear to God, they come up with these different what do we say? With biodata stuff. Like, oh, this is the guy who's living in Canada, who's living in Tokyo. I don't understand. Why is it like living in these kinds of countries is like a big deal? Sure, it's a big deal, but oh, he's living in China. He is doing this. So he's like having a best life over there. It doesn't matter even if he's earning in so much bunch. What is so special about the guy living in other country? That those relatives, they're like, oh, you have to, like your daughter is now 24, marriage age. And my parents are that little open-minded about that. They're like, she's just a kid. And especially, she may be 24, but she's not actually 24. She looks like she's 24, but she's 16, 17, like mentally. But just by her age, she's 24. When she's gonna be 28, then she's gonna be 24. It was an insult to me. But it's fine. It's fine. My parents are not someone who's like, oh, you have to do this so that you will get married. Oh, you have to, learn this so that, you'll have good husband in the future. That is something that they never would say that. Especially my mother. So it's good. I don't have a very good relationship with my parents. Not good. Mentally exhausting. But this one thing is very much amazing. Yeah. God, thank God. So I can never get married. And even if I will get married when I'm 30 or 32. I really want a boring life. Even if universe want my life to be this adventurous, I'm fine. I love adventure. But not this kind of adventures. There should be positivities. There should be something good. What is so good about this wedding incident? It's just gonna give people trauma. And it was so embarrassing. But I was feeling embarrassed for the bride. Surprisingly, she pretended that she was happy. But it looked like she didn't look that upset. I think her plan is different. She thought she will, she's getting married in a wealthy family. But would she really get to use that wealth? She like, oh, who cares about the husband and the mother? They can live with each other. Who gives a shit? I'll get to use the money. What if you don't? Okay, so don't do that to yourself just for the sake of wealth. You can build your own wealth, right? And there's no one to control your life. I would marry a guy who's actually mature and who's actually very funny. Who will make me laugh the rest of my life. I don't give a shit about his money. I swear to God. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my disgusting video. Bye. This is something I've thought to tell. And by the way, it's rainy season. There's no rain out there. Oh, it's getting so hot.